every day of my life, I was miserable. You know, I was not a very nice person to be around a lot of times. My family, you know, they could see it. You know, I was running into walls, even in the house.
When Amy Jones suddenly lost vision in her left eye, she struggled. The Murray County mother of two found herself facing costly surgery that she simply couldn't afford.
Well, that's when a nonprofit that Jones had never heard of stepped in to help. The Fox Medical Team's Beth Galvin is here now with her story.
And Sine and Russ, I think this was really tough because I think Jones felt very stuck where she was. She didn't qualify for Medicaid, and she and her husband didn't have insurance that would cover the treatment that she badly needed. But her eye surgeon reached out for help, and he found it.
Sit down, sit.
Amy Jones's 200-plus-pound lapdog Samson keeps them laughing.
Hey, baby.
But it's been a tough couple of years for this Chatsworth, Georgia family, and it began with something pretty mundane. Amy needed cataract surgery back in 2017 to remove a cloudy lens in her left eye and replace it with an artificial one.
From what I understand, you know, when you have cataract removed, everything's bright and clear and beautiful, but that didn't happen.
Because instead of clearing, her vision in that eye suddenly worsened.
I was just seeing a film, a fog. I couldn't see my hand in front of my face. I couldn't see anything out of my left eye.
So she has an unusual condition where she has weakness of her corneal tissue, and that caused her cornea to become cloudy. Occasionally we'll have patients who, once we are in the cataract surgery, we start to realize that the corneal tissue is not stable, and so she was one of those people.
Come here.
The complication threw off Amy's depth perception and her three-dimensional vision, making the simple things that she'd once taken for granted much more difficult.
I couldn't drive at night. You know, I couldn't go to the grocery store by myself because I would, you know, run into people with their buggies. I'd walk out in front of them.
When Amy's vision didn't improve, her eye surgeon, Dr. Brian Kim of Professional Eye Associates in Dalton, realized that she would probably need a cornea transplant to replace the weakened tissue in the front of her eye. The problem? Amy and her husband are self-employed, and they don't have the insurance to pay for a transplant.
It's very expensive. I think a tissue itself is around $4,000 or $5,000, and because she didn't have insurance, we were really put in a bind.
I was just like, you know, how are we going to pay for this? How are we going to do this?
So Dr. Kim turned to the Lighthouse, and the Georgia nonprofit coordinated with the Georgia Eye Bank, agreeing to cover the cost of the donated cornea tissue and the transplant surgery. And Amy Jones says the operation worked.
The day after the transplant, the very next day, I could see the big E. I could see my hand in front of my face. It was just a miracle. The big slobber box.
Amy Jones says she had never even heard of the Lighthouse. Now all she wants to do is tell everyone about them.
To have my vision back right now, it's amazing. It's very amazing.
Amy can now drive again. She's back to work, and the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl is a supporter of the Lighthouse. In fact, the game was originally created as a fundraiser for the charity. And if you'd like to know more about the services they offer, we will have a link on fox5atlanta.com.